go over here. So we'll call the public session meeting to order. Where is my thing? Here it is. We have nothing to report out from closed session. We need any adjustments to the agenda. We'll do that now, Chris.
Yeah, so we are going to be adjusting the agenda tonight. We will be actually just doing the consent agenda, and then we're going to be tabling some of the other items, most of the other items, every item, in fact, except for 11.2A, school business, which is Office of Public School Construction Representative. We need to designate Debbie as that. Otherwise, I just want to say we have some really important agenda topics today, talking about visioning with equity, the summer school report. We had a great summer school program at the high school, a bunch of different English language development service contracts and programs that we are actively engaged in already, and we need to approve those contracts, and big picture learning at Marcy Becerra, as well as some curriculum for math to supplement what we already have there at the junior high. All of them are very important. They're things we're doing. But given the situation with the Wall Bridge, now they've named it the Wall Bridge fire, we thought it best to not engage in discussion around these topics, because they're topics that really demand our full attention and really demand, or, you know, I think the community has a vested interest in, and we don't want to bring them to the community for discussion at a time when people just don't have the attention span and the bandwidth right now, given the stress levels that we're all encountering, to engage in these topics. So not that they're not important, not that they're not happening, just gonna table them until we can bring them back and give them the discussion that they deserve. So so we'll be tabling them for now, with the hopes that this passes fairly quickly and we can bring them back in a special board meeting at a time when people can attend and engage in more robust discussion. So
yeah. Well, Chris, I wholeheartedly agree with this approach. I also encourage anyone who's watching live or going to be watching the recording to look at the board packet, because there is a ton of information in the board packet, clearly reflecting the work of your leadership team to pull all this together for us today. But I agree that I think it is not the time and place to be delving deeply into some of these issues that require deep delving. So yeah.
So we're doing that.
We're going to bounce directly to where?
We would go to consent, but I have a public comment and on a non-agenda item that or actually I'm going to do two, but
we should probably do the Pledge of Allegiance.
We should pledge allegiance.
Yes, that was adjustments to the agenda, and now the pledge.
Franny's outside next to the flag and ready.
All right, let's stand.
Good job.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Franny.
Franny, I'm half expecting you to say, and the state of California sends 24 votes. It's very patriotic out there with the flag billowing in the wind. That was right.
In the nice, clear Marin County skies right now.
I know.
So, yeah. So we are definitely going to be bringing our maintenance and custodial and food service people back for recognition. Again, didn't want to take away from them by doing it today. But the next item is public comments. Karen, were there any other additional public comments that have come in?
I don't have anything via chat, and let me just make sure I don't have anything.
This is public comments on non-agenda items.
I do not have any comments.
Okay. So I am going to make one. First, I want to start by saying that we have 3 candidates for school board, and we have 3 seats open. So while there is an election, there's not necessarily a race or campaign needed. So they, as long as they got their paperwork in correctly, which we understand they have won.
Here.
Yeah, hooray, hooray. And one of them I saw is on, Rose McAllister. So congratulations to Rose.
Yay, Rose. Congratulations, Rose.
As well as Araceli Roma Flores, who's going to continue on. Very excited about that. And then Crystal Lopez, who is a former student, graduate. I was her principal in high school. I couldn't be more tickled to see one of my students coming up to the school board. I think she's going to be great too. So we have 3 wonderful people joining the board. Really excited and just wanted to recognize them and thank them for their willingness to do so. It's a tough time to be involved in government. I think you all know that. So, and then I wanted to just make a comment about the first day of school. So I evacuated my family last night, and it was an interesting conversation with my boys when they said, "Dad, are we having school tomorrow?" They're quite accustomed to wildfires, unfortunately canceling school days. But I thought it best to get us into a routine and get started. And I think we made the right call by having school today. Obviously, the city doesn't seem to be in any imminent danger, and I'm in contact with officials. We had from all accounts, a good first day. We didn't have, it wasn't that we didn't have difficulties. We had some normal, you would think, tech difficulties when you're launching a virtual school online, but we overcame them very quickly, banded together to do it. And I'm pleased to say that most of our teachers were teaching from their classrooms. They are really yearning for the day when they can have their students back with them, and they like teaching from their room. So they were here, and I was able to pop my head into some of the classrooms and say hi to them. We had very good student turnout. Obviously a few families like mine who were impacted by the evacuation, but still most of them did make their Zoom sessions, almost all of them. So by all accounts, a good day, despite COVID, despite the fires and the ash raining down. We had a good opening to school, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about our continued success in the days to come. So, and I'll be updating the board later on with more specific information about it. So, but a good launch to the school year, and we're going to make this the best year we possibly can for our kids, because that's what they deserve. So
Thanks.
Great to hear. Okay, so we're ready to move on then to the consent agenda. Are there any questions about the consent agenda, or do I have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
And I will point out that the item 10.3I is not baseball conditioning room, right?
you correct. Yeah, I was going to say that. So actually 10.3I is not baseball conditioning room, and 10.3H isn't simply baseball fields either. So H is all of the fields in the back that are natural. So not the turf field, but the softball field, the baseball field, and then we actually use it, the outfields in between for soccer. So those fields are all being redone. So it should have read a little differently. And then the conditioning room is for all sports and PE. It's not just for baseball. So I think that just kind of slipped in there by accident. So it's a conditioning room for the entire school. The whole student body will go through it at some point as they take PE, and then athletes will use it obviously as they train and condition. So excited about those projects.
I read that and went, there's a baseball conditioning room? I don't remember that in the thing.
Coach
Okay.
Kelly would love that, but no.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to be like, I thought this was all for baseball. Okay, so any other questions, concerns? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I don't see Araceli. You're not on my screen. You said yay?
I did.
Okay. All right, unanimous pass. Okay, and moving on. So we're basically skipping all of 11.1 student learning, correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to skip that tonight, but like I said, we will bring them back because they are all important and deserve discussion. So.
Okay, and we're moving on to 11.2 school business, the construction representatives.
Correct. So Debbie, you want to talk about that? You're muted.
She wants to talk, but she doesn't want us to hear her.
I know.
There we go.
Karen had to unmute me. This is just to make me a representative to sign documents for OPSC and to remove Steve off. And I need to do this right away so we can continue with the conditioning room.
The non-baseball conditioning room.
Yes.
Okay, any questions or concerns from the board packet?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. Anyone opposed? Okay. And that's literally it? Is that it? That was the last thing on the agenda.
Yeah, we have reports there. I don't see any, I did give a word out to our folks that we weren't going to engage in the full board meeting, so I'm sure that's why they're not on. I don't know if any of you had anything you wanted to report.
No, I just wanted to clarify, Chris, that the things that we're skipping over, it's not It's has nothing to do with they're not being implemented. It's just we're not taking the time tonight in lieu of the fires and the uncertainty of the time.
Yeah, exactly. We
Okay.
for instance, ELD, we've been working on for years, essentially, right?
Right.
And we spent a lot of time researching and bringing in new providers and trainers. And we think we have a great program in place, and we want to get it approved by you, but we want to have that discussion so you guys understand the details, so that the stakeholders in the community understand what we've done and how we're approaching it. And just, again, didn't think it would give it fair time.
Agreed. I agree.
That's going to give it fair time. So.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're not.
Any of the trustees want to ask questions of me or the principals, they all will be able to field questions about their specific sites. I'm happy to engage in conversation via email or otherwise with any of you or any of our community members as well. So yeah, as President Del Rey said, there's a lot of information in the packet, gives an idea of what's happening between now and mid-September, where we'll give this its due public time. But there may be questions or concerns or ideas between now and then. Happy to field any of that, and principals as well.
Great. Thanks, Sarah.
It's
So,
been,
I-
go ahead,
excuse me,
Judy.
but I would just like to say how much I appreciate all the work that you've put in this summer and for the opening of our schools. And I'm hoping very much that our families that are affected by this fire and evacuation notice, and our staff members that are affected by the evacuation, including our superintendent, have found a safe haven. And I'm looking out at the sky right now. It looks pretty yellow out there.
Yeah.
And I hope that our firefighters are able to hold the line.
Absolutely. Here. Thank you.
Yeah, you're here.
So
Sure.
a great appreciation. Really, I can't believe that we had to start school not only with distance learning, but with the threat of a fire. It's starting to feel a little bit Armageddon-ish around
Yeah.
here.
Definitely
But-
an opening for the history books. Not
Um,
what we want to remember too fondly, but although the way we're banding together to overcome, I think it will be a fond memory. So.
Well, I'd like to quote our former First Lady, who says that we go high.
Mhm.
And that's the way I feel about our school district, that's what we do. We go high. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Impressive. We could have bailed easily with good reason, but we pushed on. That's great. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. Nice for the kids who've been looking
Yeah,
forward
exactly.
to this, probably in a weird way, but to have that rug not pulled out from under them today because
Right.
it was reasonable to start. I really appreciate that.
I agree.
Yes. Okay, folks, any other comments, concerns? Otherwise, we will wrap up and let everyone get back to packing their go bags and
Yep.
breathe
Deep breaths.
and staying safe. And we're going to hope, yes, that this is kind of comes and goes quickly and we get back to whatever the new abnormal is. So,
Seriously.
okay.
The new
All right.
abnormal.
All right.
Anyone-
Stay safe, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck with
Stay
the guitar.
Bye.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
Take
you.
care.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.